a stunning lap in qualifying, then puts Francesco Bagnaia on pole position ahead of Fabio Quartararo. Aleix Espargaro putting the Aprilia on the front row yet again. Jack Miller then fronts the second row ahead of Marc Marquez in 5th. Yoiii Zarco rounds out the second row, and fronting the third is Takaki Nakagami ahead of rookie sensation Marco Bezzecchi and Gerard Mir.
We'll get lined up on the Jerez grid. There doesn't seem to be any problems, and they're all ready to go. A few seconds now, and the lights will go out.
2022 Red Bull Grand Prix of Spain underway. Who will reign in Spain? Bagnaia gets the great launch on the line from pole position. Likewise, Fabio Quartararo is going to top it out of the brakes in the first corner. It will be Bagnaia that stands firm. Quartararo trying to get the drive out of the first corner, attacking Bagnaia into turn 2. There's no way through. Nakagami's had a fantastic start. The Japanese man, 7th to 4th place.
Poor start for Aleix Espargaro. He's dropped down to 6th. There's already some debris flying on. Maybe one of the winglets has been picked up by one of the riders further back. The top 2 have got away. Jack Miller up into 3rd place ahead of Nakagami and Marc Marquez, with Aleix Espargaro down in 6th.
Bagnaia and Quartararo already started to try and make some progress towards Marquez. Speedway, sideways style, he picks up poor old Nakagami. Marquez takes 4th. Was that
someone down on the top of the screen?
Further back.
Martin, I think.
Nakagami out wide. And that meant Aleix Espargaro was able to sweep on through as well. It's
Martin Bravo. Martin's down as well.
Yeah, Jorge Martin. Well, that could potentially be a 4th DNF in 6 races for the luckless Jorge Martin. It has not been the start to 2022 we expected for the Planet Ducati man. All kinds of rings that he's already got a deal to replace Jack Miller in the factory Ducati team next year. With a terrible start to his own Grand Prix for Martin.
I was about to ask how have they gone down together. They've had separate accidents, so Martin they're losing the front, and you're going to see Stefan Bradl perhaps just joining into view down at the gravel track at turn 13. So a disastrous start once again for Martin, but the top 2 have got the start they wanted. Joan Mir now picking off Taka Nakagami. Mir up into the top 6. The KTMs have had a decent start to the Grand Prix. Miguel Oliveira from 21st on the grid up to 13th. Brad Binder also making progress. He started 15th on the grid. He's now up into the top 10. He's just behind Yoiii Zarco and ahead of Enea Bastianini.
First time in this Grand Prix that Jack Miller slipped a second behind Fabio Quartararo. So as we suspected, as we thought would happen, Pecco Bagnaia and Fabio Quartararo had the best race pace, the superior race pace all weekend over the rest of the field, and they are now starting to make a decisive early break here around this red circuit where there's so much hard braking, so much abuse on that front tyre through the high speed fast corners. If you're in that mid-pack, you can be in big bother. I wonder whether that might be an issue for Alex Rins. Pecco Bagnaia has just reeled up another fast car. I think that's the best ever race lap here in Jerez, a 1:37.669. This is a replay of the race start. Oh, look at that. Elbow to elbow, wasn't it, between Aleix Espargaro and Marc Marquez? In fact, they rubbed shoulders. No quarter given between the 2 Spaniards up into turn 1. They've exchanged a fair few frank words here this weekend. Aleix Espargaro on Friday, very angry that Marc Marquez was following him for a tow. That's as close as it's going to get. Out of your picture here on the right-hand side is Aleix Espargaro. They're rubbing shoulders pretty much all the way up to the first corner. Aleix launches it up the inside, fires that Aprilia on the inside of Marc Marquez. Marquez though cut it back and was able to take that 4th place back. Darren Binder, unfortunately, on the With You Yamaha has gone down. That's such a common crash here in Jerez. Trail braking down the hill, tricky entry to the Michelin corner, and the South African crashed out. That's a shame because he was going really well actually. Binder was in 17th place, and the likes of Marini, Vinales and Remy Gardner. That's a shame because he was going exceptionally strong.
This is the head-to-head we've been waiting for, isn't it, between Pecco Bagnaia and Fabio Quartararo. Of course, they were a class apart last year as Bagnaia chased Quartararo valiantly for the World Championship. Quartararo looked ever so slightly wide there, coming around turn 12 as we cut back to the back of the Marquez. Looks ever closer now to the back of Jack Miller, and Aleix Espargaro well and truly in touch too. Miller looks like he's got a bit of a queue behind him now.
Yeah, some of the home heroes are starting to gang up on Miller, aren't they? Marquez, the yellow flag out in sector 4. Trying to work out who's tumbling down the timing tower, but sector 4 has brought out the yellow flag, so we'll try and find out who that is. It's clearly not Miller Marquez.
Rins, I think.
Aleix Espargaro.
Rins is dropping down.
It looks like it could be Alex Rins. Well, he'd had such a sensational start to 2022.
There he is.
There is Alex Rins. Has he just run off?
So So he's crossed the line in 22nd place. He's into 153.5. He's lost a full 14 seconds. So he's either run off the track or he's gone down altogether. Here he is.
Oh, he's off for all. That was a big, big moment on the front end then for Alex Rins into turn 12. That's where he had a big, big crash at the start of 2020 in a qualifying session, which really hampered his championship charge early on in 2020. That's the first mistake we've seen in this first 6 Grand Prix of the season.
Zarco's down too, man. We've got yellow flags down in sector 2, and John Zarco's dropping down our timing screens. Confirmation on our timing screen. Zarco's down too.
It's been a horrible day then for Pramac Ducati. Johan Zarco, that's a second DNF of the season for him. Of course, he DNF'd in Argentina, so he's going to surrender crucial World Championship points. He was trying to find a way through Marco Bezzecchi. Oh, that was nasty. A right big slap down that right wrist and right arm for Johan Zarco. Thankfully, he's okay, of course, with his crucial home Grand Prix in Le Mans coming up in 2 weeks' time. Back at the front, and it's been brilliant Bagnaia at the moment that's keeping Fabio Quartararo at arm's length. Thought there, Marquez is going to fire that perhaps long up the inside of Miller into the final corner. There's no way through. Go free is the famous hashtag for Pecco Bagnaia. He's certainly riding free at the moment. Yeah, now that at the moment, Miller, you've got to say, he's doing a fantastic job here of keeping Marquez, Alexis Spargo and Joan Mir behind him. Stefan Bradl's had a second crash in this Grand Prix. It's not been the way he wanted to celebrate his landmark 200th Grand Prix start, unfortunately. A crash at turn 13, and then a second crash at turn 1. Here comes Marquez again. You can just see there he's able to just close up a few metres on Jack Miller through those fast rights. But again, Miller's going to be too strong on the front end on that Ducati into turn 13. And Marquez just ran a little bit hot there, didn't he? The Repsol man got sucked in a little bit. Just got to bide his time, keep patient, because Alexis Spargo is still very much interested and very much a competitor for that last podium place. They all bunch up again in that first corner. You can just see there, dropping down to turn 2, Fabio Quartararo. He's 4.6 seconds of Frenchman, and Miller in third.
Marc Marquez couldn't be following Jack Miller much more closely, could he? He's looked close this time, but you see that Ducati pulling out on the back straight, and Marquez nowhere near close enough once he arrives on the brakes.
Well, the good thing here for Marquez is he's been so long behind Jack Miller now. He knows exactly the strengths and weaknesses of the Aussie and that Ducati package ahead of him. He's just got to pick the right moment here, Marquez, to find a way through. Top job being done here by Miller as he tries to hang on to the podium to make up for the disappointment, the crushing disappointment of 7 days ago in Portimao, when he was really starting to charge potentially towards second place when he clattered into poor old Joan Mir down there into the first corner in Portugal, trying to make amends here, and he has done so far, Miller. Another top job being done by this man. Great to see the medium VR46 Ducati looking. Marco Bezzecchi, there he is directly ahead of former world championship leader Enea Bastianini. Bezzecchi's in 8th place. He's got 1.7 seconds to regroup and recover to tackle Nakagami ahead of him. That's going to be a big challenge because Nakagami and Bezzecchi are running pretty much identical pace coming up. Well, we're just over the halfway point of this Spanish Grand Prix. He's in a Miller, Alexis Spargo sandwich right now, Marc Marquez. That these three have sort of held their positions for a good number of laps now, haven't they? Alexis Spargo has not been able to find a way to attack Marquez ahead of him, and likewise Marquez has not been able to attack Miller in front of him. They've had a close look and not been close enough to get inside of the men directly ahead of them. Bagnaia and Quartararo, again nothing between them. A slightly quicker man on that lap 16 was the Italian, a 1:38.203.
Well, this race is already exceeding Marc Marquez's expectations, isn't it? He said yesterday 5th to 10th was round about where he expected to be. He's still running in a very competitive 4th at the moment, up behind Jack Miller. They've got a comfortable advantage now back to Joan Mir in 6th position. Mir 1.8 seconds further back and making no real inroads in the trio up ahead of him. And Taka Nakagami just 0.6 of a second now behind the 2020 world champion.
Is there an attack coming finally from Alexis Spargo potentially into the turn 6 to Danny Pedrosa corner? On board with Marc Marquez. I was expecting to see a black and red Aprilia come up the inside of the Repsol Honda man there. It didn't come because we're on board now with Alexis Spargo. There is Miller and Marquez ahead of him as they come now through the Jorge Martinez Aspar corner. Turn number 8, Miller running that slightly wider line on the factory Ducati to set himself up for now the Angel Nieto corner. The Spanish fans will be loving this. 2 Spanish riders fighting for the podium in the Spanish Grand Prix. Jack Miller, though, still resolute and standing firm in third place as he looks for a podium here in Jerez for the second year in a row. The race winner here, of course, last year. He won't be repeating that. The factory Ducati team might be celebrating another win here in Jerez with Bagnaia still 6 or 7 tenths clear of Fabio Quartararo. Is the attack finally coming from the number 93 on 43? No, again, how good is Jack Miller on that front 10 into turn 13? Again, Marc Marquez just runs it out a little bit hot with that wider line to pick the bike up quickly, as Simon Craig fast said, get it on the fat part of the tyre and then use that drive grip to try and find a way through and maybe Miller into the first corner, but also he's wary and mindful. He's got a late Espargaro all over his rear tyre.
Who blessed us with a perfect race today. In addition to the victory, this young man also scored 25 points, which will be very important for the World Championship. Here are the top 3 riders on the podium. All 3 were excellent today, but it was Ducati's day as Bagnaia put his stamp on the Grand Prix. A fantastic race. Pecco overjoyed because he knows he's pulled something special off.